Hello and welcome back to Lady and the Frogs, which doesn't have any frogs but has a loitering penguin. Right, so it is Monday morning. I am still ill. I just cannot believe it. So this is 3 weeks now ill. I think I would have spoken to my doctor if you could actually speak to doctors since the pandemic, but obviously, that isn't something that ever happens. So I'm just sort of like pushing through. So if you don't know, I am an eBay reseller. And I hate the word reseller. I really detest the word reseller. I just think it should be an online retailer. But then that makes it sound like I've got a huge store like Amazon. But then people think that anyway, don't they, when they return stuff. Anyway, I've been full-time since lockdown started. But I have recently got myself a part-time job, so I've gone back into work. Hence why I've got myself ill. The great unwashed and all the germs. Nobody else seems to be ill, so maybe it's just like a bug that I've never been exposed to because I've been working from home and I've just got it. But because I've got asthma, I do suffer with it, which is why I would kind of want to speak to my doctor, because sometimes they give me oral steroids. And at the 3-week mark, I would think that they would give me oral steroids. I do need to speak to them anyway because of the inhaler that I've been on. So a lot of you who probably have asthma are familiar with Ventolin, or people who just like to abuse drugs are probably familiar with Ventolin because it gives you a real buzz. So I am on, I can actually show you. Apologies. So this is the one that I take on a daily basis to control my asthma. So that's called Foster. It's not working very well at the minute because it never does when I'm congested. I've got a lot of build up on my chest. I'm really coughing stuff up, and it's just not easing up. So that is my regular steroid control inhaler, which you take regardless of whether you have symptoms or not. And then most people have a reliever inhaler with asthma, which is normally Ventolin. I've naturally been put on Ventolin just because everybody's on bleeding Ventolin. I don't get on with it. I don't find that it helps me. I find that it just gives me heart palpitations, and it's been generally really horrible for me. So I purposely don't use it because I don't like it. It just makes my heart race. It makes me dizzy. It makes me horrible. I just hate it. So I've avoided using it. And I said this to the asthma nurse, and she put me on this, which is Bricanil, which I'm sure I've heard of before, and I'm sure that I've had it before, and I'm sure that my dad has had this before, but he said he hasn't. So yeah, I think to take this, because you have to go click, click, and then you have to breathe it in. So that would explain why my dad wouldn't have that, because he's much worse asthma than I am. So you have to have peak flow. You have to have a certain type of breath in you to be able to take that. So this is what they've given. This is what I've been taking for my reliever inhaler. So I do need to speak to the nurse about this, because that's what I've been taking as my reliever inhaler. And I haven't really, when she gave it to me before, I didn't really have symptoms that needed relief from, so I wasn't sure how well it would actually work. This has done me the world of good. I have been taking my normal inhaler, and then last week, for example, I had afternoon, evening shifts most of last week. So when I was walking into work, when I was getting there, I was taking that. So you see, that's another thing. You see, I'm not that bad because I have been walking into work. I've been making myself walk, but then a little bit out of breath. And then before I start work, I've been taking that, and it has been doing me some good. So I will speak to her and say put that on repeat. So that's my nonsense about asthma. Um, for anybody who's interested, because I know a lot of you do try and do work from home reselling because of health issues, and that is my issue. I was looking into getting myself full-time work, you know, working in an office, but previously when I became ill, which is one of the reasons that I started reselling, aside from the fact that we did have this lockdown nonsense, was because I was just finding it very hard to cope with a full-time job with regular bouts of bad asthma. So this is my aim at the moment, is to find this balance of reselling and work. And this is a part-time job that I've got 20 hours a week. So I have been muddling along. So at least now I know that I can do it, and I've been okay. Haven't been sacked yet. We will see. I mean, I haven't even been there a month. So this week I've got to get myself sorted with regards to how much stuff is going live on my eBay account, because my reselling business has kind of been neglected with me trying to get, you know, going back into work and then getting ill. I just haven't, because I keep the time when I'm not at work, I've been trying to sort of get myself better. I haven't really done enough on eBay at all. There's a few new things which I've listed last week, which are sat here having sold over the weekend. So this is all my eBay sales for over the weekend. I'm going to start with this bloody thing and tell you to never pick this up. So this brand is Villa. Just don't pick it up. I mean, I picked it up because it had this new with tags thing on it. It says here that this is £30 new. And I just thought, well, that'll do well because it's new with tags. I've had this at least 2 years, this dress. It should have been pulled. I think it's over. I think it's sold a number of times before, but it hasn't, you know, nobody's ever paid for it. I know that I would have picked this up for £3. And I've sold this for 99p on auction just to get rid of it because I'm flipping sick of the sight of it. It's not a good thing, so don't pick that up. I am trying to be very picky with my brands that I'm picking up. I've got a lot of stuff which is sourced. That penguin is something that's sourced, but you see, that penguin is a prime example of how prices change. I mean, that's probably because people are in so much hatred for the utility companies at the moment, because that is the British Gas penguin, which I saw at work because the job that I'm doing is in a charity shop. It's one of the big charity shops, hence why they need lots of staff there, because there's a big team of us. I used to sell for £20. I've paid £3 for that, and I'm unlikely to get my money back, so great. Fantastic work. Anyway, other things which I've sold. This has taken me an age to sell. I think the thing is that t-shirts do very well in the summer months, don't they? But they don't so much in the winter. I mean, they should be like consistent sellers, but this has kicked around for ages. Again, new with tags. 7 for All Mankind. That used to get a decent. I mean, the other thing, let's face it, is just a squiggle, and that's what it's called on here, squiggle tee. But I thought that might sell, but it is a small size. I do remember picking up all these t-shirts thinking these are like fabulous t-shirts, but they were all in small sizes. So, you know, you do kind of have to wait for that small person. Although you see them knocking around, don't you? And you just think, why aren't you buying my stuff? This cold is just driving me up the wall. I'm like constantly honking my nose, which is why I'm doing this now, because I'm just feeling that I'm going to have to stop, aren't I? Let's stop. Okay, sorry, just had to have a big nose blowing session. That's the trouble. It's like it's coming out of me, but it just doesn't seem to be producing. But at least I know my white blood cells are working. You know what I mean? Anyway, right, okay, let's finish what we've sold. I have sold 2 pairs of chinos. These are just some wholesale things which I've got, which I need to go and get some more of. When I've got the bleeding car. That's another bone of contention because the MOT is due. And the insurance, which is just a source of anxiety. I've just never had a car sail through the MOT. I just don't know how people do it. I'm sure it's sexual favours. Anyway, so 2 of them, those are like, well, it's like £20 each for them. They're just a consistent seller for me. Then I've got this, which is all folded up nicely, so I'm not going to unfold it. This is mint velvet. It's such a weird one with mint velvet. I just never know what to pick up and what not to. So this one, it's got the ampersand, but it's on the back, which is strange anyway, isn't it? I mean, why would you want it on the back of the t-shirt? That's gone on auction for £12.50. There's a spot of cashmere in there, so you would have hoped that, you know, that did it a favour, but apparently not. So those are probably like the lesser sales. Let me just do this because I'm just not focusing very well on anything. I have Lego, which I need to do. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for a Lego piece to come through, so I ordered it on the 25th. On the 25th of flipping January, I ordered a Lego piece from somebody, and it still hasn't arrived. So you see, this is the thing, is that I ordered it from the cheapest person who was on eBay, which is just an absolute mistake. And now I haven't actually opened this, but this came on Saturday, and then I came in from work and just sat down. So this should be the flipping piece that I need. So this is the one that I ordered from somebody else, which I paid like, you know, probably 50p more, and I should have just bought it from them in the first place. So this is the Lego piece that I needed. So I can finally build this M-Tron spaceship, which I should be able to sell for £100. So that is one of the things that I'll be doing today. And I know that this is the person who I'd waited and waited and waited from. I know full well that they haven't posted it, because they just sent me the refund straight away when I you know, said, where the hell is it? And they just sent me a refund straight away. So, talking about Lego, this is the only Lego set that I've sold over the weekend. I need to do a massive refresh on all my listings because everything is pretty dead. Most of it went live like October, November, except for the newer stuff. So this is like a police set, so there's like a car, a helicopter, a boat and a motorbike all in there. That's only sold for £9.99, and this one has actually got a few damaged parts on it, which I have listed. I've got 2 of this set because this one does say lot 2 on it, and lot 1 is the one that isn't damaged, but I think I've got that on at £11.99. So it's nice to sell the damaged one first, isn't it? Because I thought that that would be the one that kicked around for ages. So I don't think I can break this down and make it large letter. I think that that's unfeasible based on the size of the wheels, because this is a 1980s set. No, it isn't. Am I lying? I don't think I think it is the later one. Let's see what type of wheel it is. No, so it is more of the modern one. So the earlier ones have a piece of metal that goes across there to hold the wheels on. but the later ones don't deal with metal. So I could technically break that down. The metal ones mean that unless you rip the tyre off, you can't really take it down to a large letter size. But there is a lot of Lego in there. A lot of Lego in there. There's a lot of Lego in there, man. Let me seal that. Just drop some Lego out of it. Anyway, so these are all things which I listed last week, which have already sold. Which I think I've like completely forgot that I'd only just listed them. So I sent offers out. I sent an offer out on this one for £25 when I got a watcher, and it was snapped up straight away, and it's kin. It was originally £89. But this is only a size 8, even though it's like oversized. It is only a size 8, so that's, I mean, I paid £3 for it. You see, you may be thinking, and the customers keep saying this to me as well. They say, "Oh, you must be so lucky. You must spend so much money. You must love it working at a charity shop." The pain at which I am feeling at being behind the till in my favourite charity shop is quite hard to deal with, you know. And I mean, let's face it, I wouldn't be there like every day anyway, if I wasn't working there. However, when the new rails of clothing come out, I'm responsible for putting it out, and I don't want to be seen as like shopping while I'm supposed to be working, because that's ridiculous. You know, I'm being paid to work, and that's what I'm doing. The other day I was like solidly on the till, and there was a rail of clothing came out, and one of the volunteers was putting it out, and I'd seen the customers sort of like looking through it, and then some of them brought stuff over to me, and one of them was a Universal Works work jacket, like you know, chore jacket. So they got that for £3, and I would have definitely snapped that up if I could have. But that's the size of it. I have seen so many gems that people have got, but I just have to perceive my life as a bit different now, because yeah, I know that there's these things, but I get chatting to these customers and, you know, talk about their purchases and the rest of it, try and get them to buy a lottery ticket, because, you know, I'm just convinced that I'm on The Apprentice now. You know, hate on me if you want, but the way I see it is, I actually like the charity, and it feels really good to be working for a charity, because I've never done it before. I've never worked on the tills, and I've never worked for a charity before, and it actually feels quite good. So there you go. Anyway, other bits which I am sending out today. So these jeans, 517. These are vintage. The care label is very vintage. I'll show you what it looks like, because unlike the newer ones, these are very basic. So that is all you get with the vintage ones. They are genuine. There's a number there which tallies up to the number behind the button. So they are genuine. They're just vintage. There's a few flaws in this which I have stated. £25 for them. And then these aren't Levi's, but they are jeans. Bowden, again, 25 I have got for them. I probably would have asked for more, but they're a bit flawed. I think I'm lying. I think I've probably only got 20 for these, because they have got denim, they have got like fabric flaws on them, you know, like bobbling. But again, these are like £3 fines. I mean, this dress, which I've only just listed, I know I picked this up at bleeding Christmas, and it's just sat around. So I've got no excuse. When I suppose that's the thing though, is that I'd already had the job interview by then, and I knew that I was starting work, and I don't know what's wrong with me, because I just have not pulled my finger out when I was full time, and now I'm like really struggling to pull my finger out, and I know it's because I'm ill. And the first week that I was at work, I was sort of motivated a bit better, so I know that I've got the motivation there. But it's all about scheduling things, and I don't know how well I am scheduling things. I don't seem to have bought enough poly bags through. Yeah, I have bought enough poly bags through. Yeah, anyway, I do need to really pull my finger out this week, start getting the scheduling done. I have a pile of stuff there, which is sourced, that bit over there. That's another thing, is I keep forgetting to take bleeding carrier bags with me to work. And then if I find things on the floor, which is just, most of the day is spent picking stuff up off the floor, which customers have thrown on the floor. As somebody who goes around charity shops myself, I believe in karma and sourcing karma. And I believe that if as you go round, if something's like hanging off the coat hanger, you should just put it back on the coat hanger, because it's sourcing karma, and you won't find those good brands if you abuse the stuff which is coming across your path by not hanging it back up again. And just because it's just uncouth, isn't it? Anyway, I need to go to the post office, get this done. I'm going to sit. I've got loads of paperwork that needs doing. The other day when I cleaned, because I have done cleaning, even though I've been feeling like garbage, because obviously you would clean because of just living in hell, aren't you? So when I hoovered and mopped the other day, in the process of dusting and doing other things, I managed to throw a big pile of receipts, which was like just becoming like an art, like, I don't know whether I must have been trying to go for the Turner Prize or something with this big pile of receipts. So of course they've fallen down the back of the computer, so I've got to get them out, and I really just need to like get my filing done, because all the things I wanted to do prior to starting work, I didn't get them all done, and it's just turning into chaos. So I have to sort stuff out this week, and the reason that it's this week is because I do have 3 days off from work at the end of this week. I'm in tomorrow, Tuesday. Obviously only for half a day because I'm part-time, but then I've got 3 days off because you accrue annual leave. Apparently I've accrued 3.5 days of annual leave, so I've got to use 3 days of it up when it's convenient, because everybody's trying to use their annual leave up. So I have got time this week to crack on, and I need to get myself sorted, and I need to, you know, if anything, not being at work, just sit here and try and nail the last of this cold out. I promise you, I have been putting the citrus in. I mean, it's like this morning, I've taken one of these like little liquid shots of vitamin C and collagen and all those vitamins and the rest of it. So, you know, I have been drinking lemons and juice. It's just a nasty little cold, you know. Maybe it's like a combo cold. I've just won the raffle and got it today, got it this month. But anyway, I've got a lot to do this week, so I'm going to see how much I can get done, and probably stop this video here and upload this one to YouTube, and I will be back with an update of where I have got to. So I thank you for watching, and I am sorry it's been a bit of a ramble. Well, you know, you know, the hardcore of you enjoy a good ramble. But yeah, I'll upload this video, and I'll put updates on this week and let you know how I've been getting on. I have obviously stuff which I can show you for a haul video. I am going to do a good source tomorrow after I finish my shift at work, because I feel like I'm missing out, because I'm just going through the motions of going to work and not, you know, feeling like crap with my cold. So I do need to do a source tomorrow, see where I am with that. We've got Lego coming out of my ears still. I have so much to organise. So the next video will be an update, and I thank you for watching, and I will be back again soon. Thank you, and goodbye for now.